The Indian Sports Network is on the air. Good evening, everyone. This is Kenny Masterson coming to you live from Warrenton, Missouri, where the Elsberry Lady Indians, I should say, the Varsity Elsberry Lady Indians will be taking on the Varsity Warrenton Warriors, Lady Warriors. Got about 7 minutes till the game starts. I'll go over the roster for both teams, the starting lineup. For the visiting Elsberry High School girls, we have number 2, Tanisha Henderson. She'll be starting. She's a 5'2" sophomore. Also starting, number 10, Claire Henry. She's a 5'10" junior. Also starting, number 12, Kylie Kinsler. She's a 5'7" sophomore. Number 24, Tess Weekly. She's a 5'7" senior. And number 43, Tyra Henderson, a 5'7" sophomore. That's your starting lineup for the Elsberry Lady Indians. Also playing tonight for Elsberry will be number 4, Peyton Robinson. Number 5, Sophie Vaughn. Number 11, Ariel Rios. Number 14, Abby Jenkins. Number 15, Josie Horn. Number 20, Kelsey Flaster. Number 25, Megan Hagemeyer. Number 31, Kajia Clark. Number 32, Emma Flaster. Number 41, Adrian Ryan. The Lady Indians are coached by Carrie Koch-Dowell and assisted by Brittany Koch-Dowell. Now for the home team, Warrenton Lady Warriors. Starting tonight will be number 2, Lexi Frederick. Number 4, Brooke Smith. Number 5, Allison Tonioli. Hope I'm saying that right. Number 33, Malaya Payne. And number 54, Miranda Nelson. Okay, I'm getting called by somebody here. So I tell you what, let's take a commercial break here and I'll be right back.
Whether it's balls and strikes, fouls, or flags, your referees and game officials are a vital part of high school athletics. If you've ever tried your hand at officiating, you know how hard these men and women work, and you certainly know that they would never miss a call intentionally. Keep these things in mind as you attend sporting events. After all, respecting officials and authority figures is one of the most valuable lessons that we can teach our students. This message has been brought to you by your friends at this local radio station and the Missouri State High School Activities Association.
All right, just a little bit of an interruption there. But to finish up for the Warrenton Lady Warriors, also playing tonight is number 3, Garnisha Love. Number 10, Ali Gerard. Number 25, Gwen Campagna. That's it, Campagna. Something like that. Number 32, Cassidy Haller. That is the players for your teams tonight. The head coach for the Lady Warriors is Greg Williams, assisted by Don Huff and Christina Ziebart. The Warrenton Lady Warriors are 0-0 so far this year, which means this is their first game. On the other hand, the Elsberry Lady Indians are 1-0, coming off of a win the other night against Christian High School, 36-23. We'll take a break right now.
You know, the people pulling the strings are usually hard to reach in today's mega bank world. But here at People's Bank and Trust, you deal with the decision maker. At our community bank, which is what good banking relationships are all about. We all live and work right here. With us, you pull the strings. We're People's Bank and Trust. Troy, Hawk Point, Winfield, O'Fallon, Elsberry, and Bowling Green. Financial security right here at home. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
At Elsberry Pharmacy and Medicine Shop in Troy, we know what a pharmacy is meant to be. We take the time to know you and your healthcare needs. Most prescriptions are filled in 15 minutes or less, and we offer free local delivery and a friendly and knowledgeable staff to answer your questions. Better service, better value, better healthcare. Locally owned and operated and proud to be your local independent pharmacies in Elsberry and Troy. Visit us online at medicineshoprx.com. Hi, my name is Jerry Callahan, pharmacist and owner of the medicine shops in Troy and Elsberry Pharmacy. We strive every day to bring better service, better value, and better health care to our friends in our communities. We want to say thank you for your support, and we're proud to be your local independent pharmacies in Elsberry and Troy. Visit us online at medicineshoprx.com.
And we are back. 42 seconds remaining on the clock till they get the opening ceremonies going here. I guess this is a ceremony. Don't know what else to call it. But I imagine they'll announce the starting lineups, play the national anthem, and I'll just stick with you through all of that. Again, just try to do some filler here. I didn't get to see the Lady Indians play their first game, but I know from watching them play softball, there are some very good athletes on that team. Okay, I will leave an open mic here so you can hear the national anthem. And that was quite a harmonious version of the national anthem. All right, here we go with the starting lineups again. For Elsberry, number 2, Tanisha Henderson. Number 10, Claire Henry. Number 12, Kylie Kinsler. Number 24, Tess Weekly. And number 43, Tyra Henderson. That's your Elsberry starting lineup. And for the Warrenton Lady Warriors, Starting for them, number 2, Lexi Frederick. Number 4, Brooke Smith. Allison Tianoli. Number 33, Malia Payne. 54, Miranda Nelson. Okay, get this game started here. I'm hoping everybody can hear me just fine. And once again, I promise each game to do a little bit better with this camera. If anybody wants to volunteer to come operate the camera for me, I'm quite welcome. There's space right next to me that you can sit. Elsberry players already out on the court talking to each other. And here comes Warrenton out on the, I'm sorry, I had that backwards. I'm not in Elsberry tonight, I'm in Warrenton. Elsberry's the away team. Boy, starting off good here. Jumping is going to be Miranda Nelson versus Claire Henry. Looks like the referees are ready. And Warrenton wins the... All right, Miranda Nelson tried to go up and caused a jump ball, and that ball goes over to Elsberry. Okay, Tess Weekly takes the ball in. Only the referee wasn't ready, so they'll do it again. Kylie Kensler throws it in to Tess Weekly. She brings it up the court. And the ball was kicked. Oh, it's going out of bounds. And apparently last kicked by Warrenton. Didn't know this was a soccer game. All right, so we start over here. Tess Weekly coming up the court with the ball. A little bit of half-court pressure from Warrenton. Weekly goes in a little bit out of control, but she does draw a foul. That foul was on number 33, Malia Payne. Obviously her first. Weekly's first shot off the front of the rim. Tess gets ready for her second shot. It's up and it's good. Elsberry draws first blood, 1-0. Warrenton comes out, sets it. Oh, she's going up for a three-pointer, and it's no good. Rebound was fought over and went off of Malia Payne. So it's Elsberry's ball again. Kylie's going to throw it into Tess. She brings it up the court. A little half-court pressure by Warrenton still. Ball goes over to Tiny Henderson, and she traveled. I swear there must be some sort of a new rule this year that if you even think traveling, they're going to call it. So Warrenton back down with the ball over to Brooke Smith. Allison Tonoli has it. Back to Smith. Cross-court pass over to 33. That is Malia Payne. And that ball is taken right away from her. Full length court pass, and it is intercepted by Brooke Smith of Warrenton. She's going to take it in, and she misses her layup. Miranda Nelson did get the rebound and put it up, but it was no good and foul called. So she'll be going to the line. That foul was on Claire Henry, her first. Ball up and no good. Second shot. Little softer touch that time, and Claire Henry gets the rebound, gives it off to Tess Weekly, bringing it up the court. Weekly has a lot of pressure on her. Over to Claire Henry, and there's Kylie Kinsler with it. Back out. Okay, the ball was stolen by Allison Tonoli. Brooke Smith takes a shot, and it's good. Okay, now Tanisha Henderson's going to bring it up the court. She's over to Weekly, out to Kylie Kinsler. Setting it up on the perimeter. Weekly tries to drive it in. Oh, and the ball is stolen by Frederick, and she's in with 2 points with an easy layup. That takes the score 4-1. Okay, here's Weekly coming up the court again. Ball is stolen once again by Brooke Smith. She took it in, and layup bounced around a little while, came in, and Elsberry's calling a timeout. They need to regroup. 5:06 remaining in the first quarter. The score, Warrenton 6, Elsberry just 1. Take a quick break here.
At Elsberry Pharmacy and Medicine Shop in Troy, we know what a pharmacy is meant to be. We have numerous programs to help your wallet as well as save precious time. Save money with our RX Savings Club program, and you can save time with our medication synchronization program, where we fill your prescriptions at the same time each month. We also offer our medication adherence program to help you remember to take your medication.
Okay, and we're back. All right, here's Tiny Henderson with the ball. She's affectionately known, from what I understand, as Tiny Henderson. Ball was up and no good, and Payne has the ball for Warrenton. Over to number 5, Allison Tonoli, and back out to number 10, Gerard. Oh, and Weekly was called for a foul when I kind of thought it might be a jump ball. But that referee's a whole lot closer than I am. So Warrenton has the ball out of bounds under their own basket. Ball is in Gerard's hand, and she's pushed out of bounds, and I think they called a foul there. Yeah, they did. That's 3 fouls on Elsberry. That foul's on Tess Weekly. It's her first. Martin has the ball, throws it in. Ball up and no good, and that's rebounded by Weekly. Cross-court pass over to Henderson. 3-pointer, no good. Rebound by number 10 for Warrenton. That's Gerard. She was put under some pressure. Ball knocked out, but it was knocked out by Elsberry. Ball thrown into Brooke Smith. Over to Gerard. And we'd gone more than 3 seconds without traveling. So they had to call it. Okay, Weekly brings the ball up the court. Alley-oop pass to Henderson, and the ball stripped out of her hand. Okay, see what they're going to do with that. Okay, that was a foul. That was a foul on Tiny Henderson. That's her second for the night. Again, it's pretty early in the game to be having 2 fouls on you. Warrenton sets the ball up. Trying to set up their play out to the point. And thought about a 3-point. Okay, and there was a 3-point up and no good. That was by Frederick. Weekly with the rebound. And she thought about a 3. And Weekly's driving in and passes over to Henderson. And that's Tyra Henderson that she passed to. She drew a foul. And I guess that was not considered a shooting foul because Tyra's taking it out. Tyra Henderson. The bad pass in. Now Weekly's got the ball and she's driving into the basket. 2 points. She wasn't letting anybody get in her way then. And long 2-pointer up and it's good for Warrenton. That was Brooke Smith. Score of 8-3 with a little under 3 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Tess Weekly's bringing it up slowly and pass over to Tyra Henderson. She drives it in and was blocked. Ball will be out of bounds to Elsberry. Tiny Henderson's going to throw it in. She throws it in to Clark. Ball up and that, I'm afraid, is going to be a foul on Tiny Henderson again. And we have a player down on the court. That is Kajaya Clark. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. She's holding the back of her head. I think she might have hit the floor pretty hard. Got the coach and the trainer out there with her. She looks like she's in a little bit of pain. They're talking it over with her right now. And they're getting her up. Always good to see the players walk off the court. This isn't the field. I'm not doing football tonight. Okay, Warrenton's going to be throwing it in. Ball comes in to Lexi Frederick. She passed it over to Brooke Smith. Cross-court pass. Only going to be a 2-pointer, but it's no good anyway. And there's Tiny Henderson. Let's see what that call was. Okay, that was a foul on Malia Payne. It's her second. Tess Weekly bringing it up the court. See what they're calling here. And it's a foul on Warrenton. Allison Tenoli. It's her first foul. Ball comes in to Tiny Henderson. Over to Weekly on the near side, and she drives in and draws a foul. Didn't get the basket, but she does draw the foul, so she'll be shooting 2 free throws. First one's up and no good. She has 1 shot left. It's up and it's good. 8-4, Warrenton. Warrenton tries to get the ball down quick. They slow it up at the half court, or at the key. Passing it around the horn. And they drive in. It's kicked out of bounds by Tess Weekly. Warrenton throws it in, gets it around the horn, and 3-point shot by Gerard. And it doesn't go, and the ball goes out of bounds to Elsberry. Tiny Henderson bringing it up the court now. A lot of pressure being put on to Elsberry by Warrenton. There's a shot up there by, who was that? That was Josie Horn. And it didn't fall. Warrenton setting it up, trying to get it inside, and ball was tipped around, but Warrenton came back with it. And there was Brooke Smith driving in and drew a foul. I'm sorry, that was Lexi Frederick. No, it was. I was right and didn't know I was right. It was Brooke Smith. She's at the line for 2 shots. Ball rolled out. Second shot. And it rolled out also, but Warrenton got the rebound and tried a shot there from the right under the basket, and it was no good. So now pretty much of a desperation shot there by Brooke Smith, and it didn't go. The ball was knocked out of bounds by Warrenton, and Elsberry has it. Weekly's going to throw into Tiny Henderson. Oh, there was a foul on Brooke Smith. Kind of knocked Josie Horn right to the floor. Okay, she throws it into Weekly. Weekly'd like to get something set up. Instead, she's going to drive in and gets the 2 points. He's like, okay, you won't leave me an open person. I will take it in myself. That brings the score 8-6 with about 14 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Warrenton has the ball, and they threw it away. Smart move there by Tyra Henderson, just let it go out of bounds. 6.3 seconds remaining in the first quarter. And now Tess Weekly's bringing it up, and they have to hurry. She's just taking it right straight to the basket. Oh, and it bounced in and out. And that buzzer says that's the end of the first quarter with the Warrenton Lady Warriors 8 and the Elsberry Lady Indians 6. Let's hear a commercial.
On time, as prescribed by your doctor. Better value, better service, better health care. locally owned and operated, and proud to be your local independent pharmacy in Elsberry and Troy. Visit us online at medicineshoprx.com.
You know, the people pulling the strings are usually hard to reach in today's mega bank world. But here at People's Bank and Trust, you deal with the decision maker. At our community bank, which is what good banking relationships are all about, we all live and work right here. With us, you pull the strings. We're People's Bank and Trust. Troy, Hawk Point, Winfield, O'Fallon, Elsberry, and Bowling Green. Financial security right here at home. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
And we are back with the second quarter. They had 18.8 seconds up there on the scoreboard, and I thought, wow, these quarters are getting shorter all the time. So to start the second quarter, Warrenton has the ball. Brooke Smith passes over to Payne, and there is a call. That call was on Miranda Nelson. That's her second. She got called for a push. Kylie Kinsler's coming in the game for Josie Horn. And Weekly's bringing it up the court. I thought as the first quarter went on, Elsberry was looking a little bit better. They started off a little slow. Oh, there was Claire Henry who went up for a layup, and it just wasn't there. And that was Brooke Smith in for 2 points. Makes the score 10-6 Warrenton. And there was Tiny. She drove right on in there and threw it up and got 2 points. It's amazing how many more points you can get whenever you hit the baskets. Warrenton throwing it around, and they ended up throwing it out. Elsberry's ball. Now they can tie it up or take the lead on this possession. Ball stolen by Warrenton. And she's up for an easy 2 points. That was Brooke Smith. All right. Elsberry wants to try this again, only not with the same results. There's Tiny Anderson out. She tried to drive it in, but it wasn't there. And she dribbled it off of her foot, and it went out of bounds. Warrenton's ball. Okay, just as I said that Elsberry was getting it all together, now they've made 2 or 3 mistakes in a row. I will not say anything like that again until the next time I say it. Warrenton got the ball in the paint, throws it up. That was Cannoli. Elsberry coming down. They're trying to speed it up just a little bit, and there's Tess Weekly. She tried passing it off to Tyra Henderson, and it was broken up by Warrenton. Elsberry gets back, stops the fast break. And there was a foul, I believe, it's on Claire Henry. Yeah, it's her second foul. Okay, both teams have 7 team fouls. So they're both in the bonus. So Tenoli will be shooting 1-1 for Warrenton, and she gets the first one. Second one was up and no good. Here comes Weekly down the court. She faked like she was going to drive in and didn't do it. Brings it back out to half court. Over to Claire Henry and up in 2 points. And the ball is stolen by, who was it? That was Tanisha Henry. I'm sorry, I'll get it right here. Ball was stolen by Clark. And there's a shot up by, Claire Henry was fouled on, she got the rebound on that shot and was fouled. So she'll go to the line for 2 shots. This just shows how important the free throws are. Way short on that one. Gets ready for her second shot. The ball is up and off the front of the rim. Warrenton brings it back down and, there goes Tess Weekly stealing the ball right out of her hand. And she drives it on in and 2 points. Tess Weekly doesn't let anybody get in her way. Yeah, there should have been an offensive foul on Warrenton. They didn't call it, but they did call a foul once Elsberry got the rebound. So it looks like Weekly's going to be going to the line for a 1-and-1. That's 3 fouls on Payne. Lot of fouls. Lot of fouls for the first half. 4:30 remaining in the first half. Weekly's first shot bounces in. Now she's ready for the bonus shot. It's up and good. And just like that, Elsberry's taken the lead, 14-13 over Warrenton. Warrenton tries driving in. And there was, I knew that was going to be a travel. If it's even close to being a travel, they're going to call it. Here comes Garnisha Love in for Warrenton. Weekly into Kinsler, back to Weekly. Oh, and she lost the handle on that. Warrenton's Brooke Smith coming back. Oh, and that ball's going to stay with Warrenton. Josie Horn got a hand on it, but she couldn't pull it in. And that pass was tipped, and here comes Weekly, a pass up to Clark, and she's going to take it in. And the basket is good, plus she was fouled. And Warrenton called a timeout after that. They just aren't quite, get this camera set where I want it. They're just not quite exactly where they want to be. Meanwhile, Elsberry, no. I said I wasn't going to say it again. so I'm not going to say it. Let's just say that the score is now 16-13 in favor of the Elsberry Lady Indians. Well, I would have played a commercial, but we didn't really have time for a commercial. I guess I could finish one out.
You know, the people pulling the strings are usually hard to reach in today's mega bank world. But here at People's Bank and Trust, you deal with the decision making.
Okay, there isn't time to finish that one out, so we'll just go right back to the game. Those commercials, those are just people paying the bills anyway. I think they understand that you guys would rather hear the broadcast, even though it's me calling it. Okay, Clark is at the free throw line. And good free throw. That makes it 17-13 Indians. Warrenton back out at the three-point line. They're kind of looking. They try to get the ball in. And the ball is stolen away, and here comes Clark up the court. She's going to drive it right in, and 2 points. Warrenton's just a little bit shook right now as they pass around the horn, and there's a three-point shot. That three-point shot was by Allie Gerard, and it was no good. But Brooke Smith did get the rebound, got the 2 points up, and was fouled. That foul was on Clark, her first foul. So here's one shot. And it's no good. Here's Weekly coming up the court with it. 2 points. Who was that? That was Tyra Henderson. I'm sorry. And oh, that was stolen easily by Tess Weekly. Here she goes. Oh, and she was fouled. Couldn't get the ball in, but she does get 2 shots. Now, if she can hit these free throws. Nothing but net on that one. Getting ready for her second shot. Warrenton making an adjustment in their lineup. Oh, bounces out, hit the front of the rim, and Warrenton comes up with the rebound. They bring it up the court fast. They're throwing it around on the outside, try to drive in, and there's a shot that kind of out of control. And here's Kinsler with it, back out to Weekly. Kylie Kinsler thought about driving to the post, and she gets it out to, that is Josie Horn. Again, this is the first game that I'm calling for the Lady Indians tonight, and I haven't learned all their names yet. Clark tried to drive in. And there was a lot of mix-up right there, but Warrenton eventually came up with the ball. There's a whistle. Foul away from the ball. That was on Tonoli. That was her second. Minute and a half remaining in the first half. Weekly's bringing it up the court. Clark with the 3-point. Oh, not quite there. It was close. Oh, Warrenton rebounded the ball, and she fell down. She fell down, and they called her for traveling. So Elsberry gets the ball out of bounds. Ball thrown into Weekly. Over to Kinsler, and she was up for a long two, and it didn't go in. Elsberry put a little bit of pressure on. Here's a 3-point shot by Warrenton, and it is good. That was Allie Gerard. Brings the score Elsberry 22, Warrenton 18, with less than a minute remaining in the first half. There was a tie-up between Clark and Alexi Frederick. Resulted in a jump ball and stays with Elsberry. Tyra Henderson's going to throw it into Weekly. Over to Clark for 3 points, and it was not good. Warrenton rebounded the ball. So they take it up the court. Elsberry's got a zone defense on. Warrenton looks like they're playing for the last shot of the half. 12 seconds remaining. Probably let the clock go down to about 5-6 seconds and then try to drive in. And the ball's broken up. Long shot, no good. So that is the end of the first half. And the Elsberry Lady Indians lead the Warrenton Lady Warriors 22-18. Okay, now we can get some commercials in here while we're waiting for the second half.
At our community bank, which is what good banking relationships are all about, we all live and work right here. With us, you pull the strings. We're People's Bank and Trust. Troy, Hawk Point, Winfield, O'Fallon, Elsberry, and Bowling Green. Financial security right here at home. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. You know, the people pulling the strings are usually hard to reach in today's mega bank world. But here at People's Bank and Trust, you deal with the decision maker. At our community bank, which is what good banking relationships are all about, we all live and work right here. With us, you pull the strings. We're People's Bank and Trust. Troy, Hawk Point, Winfield, O'Fallon, Elsberry, and Bowling Green. Financial security right here at home. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. You know, the people pulling the string.
Since 1995, Heartland Restoration has specialized in all types of masonry repairs, concrete restoration, above and below grade waterproofing, snow removal, epoxy joint repair or replacement, and all types of floor coatings. Our mission is to serve you with over 35 years of experience, someone you can trust to do the job right the first time. If you have a project, big or small, please give us a call. Heartland Restoration, 314-993-6377.
Here at People's Bank and Trust, new technology improves our lives. We all know that, but when it comes to your money, Wouldn't you just as soon deal with real people rather than recordings and electronics fingerprinting of the mega banks? We put technology to work so we can have more time for you. We're your community bank. People's Bank and Trust. Troy, Hawk Point, Winfield, O'Fallon, Elsberry, and Bowling Green. Financial security right here at home. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Everybody knows that high school sports generate suspense, excitement, and drama.
They also generate higher grade point averages, stronger work habits, and greater self-esteem.
Everybody knows that high school sports give us more value for our entertainment dollar.
They also give us leaders committed to strengthening communities right here in Missouri. The true value of playing sports in school can't be measured in wins and losses or dollars and cents. Studies show that participation in sports, along with other extracurricular activities, is one of the best ways to teach leadership, cooperation, accountability, and other invaluable life skills. Don't just stand on the sidelines. Encourage the young people you know to get in the game. When you do, you'll be helping them get ahead in life. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Missouri State High School Activities Association and the Missouri Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association. These days, the concept of value matters more than ever. And you'd be hard-pressed to find a better value than high school sports. Extracurricular activities, including sports, make up about 2% of the budget for a typical Missouri high school. In return, participation in sports promotes citizenship and sportsmanship. Sports also instill a sense of community pride and teach lifelong lessons about cooperation and self-discipline. They encourage physical fitness. They produce community leaders. By offering so many benefits to the community for such a small percentage of a school's overall budget, it's easy to see why high school sports are one of the best bargains around. The real cost would come from not having them at all. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Missouri State High School Activities Association and the Missouri Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Are you familiar with or have you experienced water damage in your business or home? Even if the damage is small, repairs can be very costly, not to mention the unpleasant sight and smell of the damaged area. It's okay. Heartland Restoration is here to help. Give us a chance on your next project. Call 314-993-6377 today.
Ever wonder where your hard-earned money goes when you deposit it? It stays here, at home, to help make living here what we've all come to expect. We've got everything the mega banks do, but we've made a commitment to our community. So when you're looking for the right bank, see People's Bank and Trust. Troy, Hawk Point, Winfield, O'Fallon, Elsberry, and Bowling Green. Financial security right here at home. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
It may not require a textbook, but it's filled with valuable It may not take place in a classroom, but it's an ideal environment for learning. It may not involve a diploma, but it can help prepare Missouri's young people for life. It's high school sports. High school sports can play a critical role in a student's overall education. In fact, studies show that students that participate in high school sports are more likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in their academic lives. If you think high school sports are only about competition, think again. Better yet, think about attending a high school sporting event in your community. You'll be amazed by what you see. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Missouri State High School Activities Association and the Missouri Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
You know, the people pulling the strings are usually hard to reach in today's mega bank world. But here at People's Bank and Trust, you deal with the decision maker. At our community bank, which is what good banking relationships are all about. We all live and work right here. With us, you pull the strings. We're People's Bank and Trust. Troy, Hawk Point, Winfield, O'Fallon, Elsberry, and Bowling Green. Financial security right here at home. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Okay, and we are back for the second half of this exciting basketball game. As I said before, the score is at this point in time is Elsberry Lady Indians 22, the Warrenton Lady Warriors 18. This is all my opinion, and I'm not any kind of a basketball expert, but Elsberry started off kind of slow in this game and then picked things up quite a bit in the second quarter. And it shows on the scoreboard too. I'm not able to keep track of the points myself, but right now, Tess Weekly looks like she's leading everybody with 11 points with only one foul. Start the second half. Warrenton has the ball. They're keeping it out on the perimeter, passing it around, looking to drive, but Elsberry's not giving them any openings. There, they got the ball into the paint and back outside. She drives in, and the ball rims back out again, and there goes Tiny Henderson. She's out playing. Oh, look at that pass. Oh, and it just didn't go in. Oh, that was a beautiful alley-oop pass from Weekly to Tyra Henderson. She was all alone under the basket, and it just didn't go in. And the ball's knocked out by Tyra Henderson. So Weekly starting up the court, but she's going to slow it down a little bit. She's not going to push. They'd like to get a definite rhythm going here. Oh! Weekly's layup just didn't go in. It bounced 2 or 3 times on the inside of that rim and came right back out. There's a 3-point shot by Warrenton, no good. That was taken by Payne. We have a foul here on Tess Weekly. Be her second foul, I believe. That's putting Miranda Nelson at the line. She'll be up for two free throws, and the first one Hits the back of the rim and bounces off. No good. Second shot is up, and it's no good. Tess Weekly got the rebound, and she's bringing it up the court. She passes over to Tiny Henderson. She wanted to take a shot. See if they call a foul on that. Yeah, they did. That foul is on Lexi Frederick, her second foul. Meanwhile, Tiny Henderson is at the line. First shot was up and off the backboard. No good. Ball bounces in. There's a point. 23-18. Warrenton is wanting to pick the pace of this game up. Elsberry's putting some real good defense on. And there was Brooke Smith, drove in, and she got the 2 points and drew a foul. That foul was on Claire Henry. That's her third foul. So here's Brooke Smith at the line. She gets it. Converted that into a three-point play. Warrenton's back within 2 points. And here comes Weekly up the court. Warrenton putting on a little half-court pressure. Ball stolen by Warrenton. Ball bounced around. She threw it up into the back of the backboard with her layup. Here's a three-point attempt by Warrenton. That was by Brooke Smith and no good. Full court pass. There's Tyra Henderson right there with 2 more points. Elsberry back with a 4-point lead. Pass is broken up by Kinsler. And Warrenton stepped out of bounds. Kinsler's will be throwing it into Weekly. There's an alley-oop that went all wrong. That could have been a double dribble right there on Warrenton, but they didn't call it. And see what they call here. Oh, they call an offensive foul. That was on Brooke Smith. Guess they figured she was just a little bit out of control on that. I guess that's her second foul. See what okay, it's her third foul. Elsberry needs to take advantage of these giveaways by Warrenton. It was Tess Weekly driving in and ball bounced hard off the backboard. Warrenton comes up with the rebound. Takes it up the court. Warrenton still playing a perimeter game. Back out to Brooke Smith, and she drives it in. And after all of that, Tyra Henderson comes up with the ball. Oh, Weekly wanted to throw an alley-oop over to the basket. Last time didn't. Wow. They're letting them play, I'll say that. Got a feeling by the time this game's over, it's going to get a little rougher. There's Brooke Smith coming out and Gerard coming in for Warrenton. Weekly throwing it in to Kinsler. Kinsler's going around to the far side of the court. Decides there's nothing there, and the ball was tipped when she tried to pass. What was... I'm not sure exactly what that call was. But either way, Warrenton has the ball out of bounds. And there's another call. Okay, that foul was on Megan Hagemeyer. That's her third foul. And Megan Hagemeyer had the rebound. And Miranda Nelson tried to take the ball away from her and ended up fouling her. And that's her third foul. A lot of fouls early in this second half. Here comes Tiny Henderson up the court. She passes it off to Clark. Clark dribbles around, gets the ball back out at half court to Tess Weekly. Set this up again. There's Tiny Henderson, and she is fouled. That was number 2 that fouled number 2. So that's Lexi Frederick that fouled Tiny Henderson. Elsberry gets the ball out of bounds. They're going to be getting real close here to bonus. There's Tess Weekly for 3, and it hits the back of the backboard, which is out of bounds. Warrenton brings it up the court. And ball knocked out by Tess Weekly. She's up for 2 points. She just drove it all the way in. Full timeout here for Warrenton. Take a break.
Tonight's game is not only a competitive contest between these two schools, but it's also an educational experience for the students involved. Because high school activities are about learning life values, your friends at this local radio station and the Missouri State High School Activities Association remind everyone to do their part in keeping our hometown sports a positive experience for everyone. When you attend your next game, do your part to help rekindle the spirit of citizenship by showing good sportsmanship. You'll be teaching a positive lesson, and you'll be preserving a proud tradition in the state of Missouri.
And we are back. 2:41 remaining in the third quarter. Elsberry Lady Indians 27. The Warrenton Lady Warriors 21. Warrenton has the ball out of bounds, bringing it up the court. And the ball stolen again by Weekly. And she's over to Tiny Henderson, and she just couldn't get a shot. She was just too far under the basket. So they bring it out and set it up. Smart move on Henderson not to take a chance and just throw the ball up haphazard. Smart move. There's Henderson for 3. Oh, just didn't quite make it. But Kylie Kinsler gets the rebound, and there's up for three. A lot going on underneath the basket. And Megan Hegemeyer finally came up with it and called timeout to retain possession. One of the things that I've noticed about this scoreboards over here, there's one on each end of the gymnasium, and whichever team is winning, their score is in green, and the team that's behind, their score is in red. I don't know if I can get the camera over to see that. See if I can get it over this way. There you go. You can see that the green score and the red score. I've never seen anything like that before. I guess you can teach an old dog new tricks. Meanwhile, a couple of bad passes there, and Warrenton ends up with the ball. And here's Frederick bringing it up the court. Cross-court pass over to Gerard. And see what they called here. Okay, Warrenton was able to get the timeout in there. Move the camera over here and watch the Elsberry girls huddle up. We've already had the buzzer telling them to get back on the court, get this game going. So it's going to be Warrenton's ball out of bounds. 1 minute, 36 seconds remaining in the third quarter. 27-21, Elsberry. Warrenton's wanting to go for a three-pointer. And that foul is going to be on Megan Hegemeyer. See how many that is on her. I believe that might be her fourth foul. Yes, it is. So Megan Hegemeyer comes out. Josie Horn goes in. Kind of early in the game to be playing with four. 3-point up and way off. And Weekly's up with the rebound. She slowly brings it up the court. No need to rush this. Don't rush the game when you're ahead by 6. So they're just going to play perimeter right now. Warrenton is putting a little bit of pressure on, though. Clark drives it into Josie Horn. Warrenton got their hand in there and knocked the ball out of bounds. So it stays with Elsberry. They'll be throwing it in underneath their own basket. They throw it all the way back to Tiny Henderson. Oh, good little play there. And the ball didn't go in. The ball fell down and last touched red. White ball. Warrenton playing a little pitch and catch on the perimeter. And I think there was a foul. I thought sure they were going to call traveling. That foul was on Tess Weekly. It's her third foul. Well, Warrenton's playing a little bit slower now. 20 seconds remaining in the third quarter. They're going for the last shot, I would say. Elsberry's not putting any pressure on them. They're going to say, you can keep that ball out there at half court all you want to. And stolen by Elsberry. And here comes Tess Weekly in. Oh, it just didn't quite go in. But that is the end of the third quarter, with Elsberry leading Warrenton 27-21. Take a break.
People's Bank and Trust knows that every minute of your day counts, so it's good to have a few time savers on your side. Take internet banking, for example. It allows you to bank from home rather than having to make an extra trip to the bank just to check your balance, transfer funds, or view recent transactions. You can even pay your bills online, eliminating a trip to the post office for stamps. Best of all, People's Bank and Trust offers all of this free of charge. Visit us online at www.pbtc.net and sign up today. Just another example of hometown banking the way it should be. People's Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hey, we are back for the beginning of the fourth quarter of this game. The score is 27-21, Elsberry over Warrenton, but there's still 8 minutes remaining in this game. There's a lot of scoring that can be done. So, looks like Elsberry's getting the ball out of bounds. Clark's going to throw it into Weekly. See what they can set up here. No pressure at all by Warrenton. There's zone defense. It's over to Tanisha Henderson. Back to Weekly. There's Tiny for 3 points and not there. And Warrenton gets the rebound and takes it up the court. Ball being handled by Frederick. Once again, keeping it on the perimeter. And three-point attempt. That was by Brooke Smith. Weekly comes up with the rebound. She shoots from just about the free throw line. 2 points. That's 15 points tonight for Weekly. Ball is stolen by Clark, but she stepped on the line. So it goes back to Warrenton. But Elsberry is keeping them on their toes. There's a three-pointer by Payne, and it is good. 29-24. Weekly bringing it up the court. Trying to set something up here. They got a play going. Over to Josie Horn. Back out to Clark. Over to Weekly. And to Tiny Henderson. And she's driving into baseline. Over. Three-point attempt. No good. And it comes back to Warrenton. And she's driving in. And Elsberry's defense said, nope, not going to do it. Cross-court pass, and it is intercepted by Tess Weekly. And she just drives on in. Oh, just couldn't quite go in. But she does draw the foul. So Weekly is at the free throw line with 2 shots. first one rims out. Kinsler comes in, and Claire Henry comes in. Weekly second shot. Hits the front of the rim and bounces off. Rebound by Warrenton. And the basket did not go in. That was Brooke Smith with the under the basket layup. She was fouled by Josie Horn. Her first foul. Her free throw's good. (29-25). Second one no good. Weekly comes up with the rebound. Brings it up the court. Over to Clark. Claire Henry had the shot there and it bounced away, but Elsberry maintains possession. Weekly takes it back out to top of the key to set it up again. Now she's just driving in and loses control of the ball. Gets the ball over to Claire Henry and out to Kinsler. So a little bit sloppy, but they're maintaining control of it. Josie Horn has the ball over to Clark, and here's Kinsler for a shot. Ball hit the inside of the rim and bounces out. Out of control shot there by Warrenton. Free for all coming up with it. If Tess Weekly comes up with the ball, that's not surprising. And they called a jump ball on that. So that's gonna, who is that? Okay, that's going to Warrenton. Throwing it in underneath their own basket. She wanted a three-point. Oh, there was a reach-in foul on Claire Henry. That's her fourth foul. So here comes Tyra Henderson in for Claire Henry. And also Megan Hegemeyer is coming in. She's coming in for Josie Horn. Warrenton at the line, and free throws are good. It's Tenoli that's at the line. And I'll say one thing, Warrenton is hitting their free throws tonight. Except for that one. And that's going to be a foul on Tenoli. So we have Tyra Henderson will be going to the line with a one-on-one. That was 17 fouls for both teams, actually. So they are in the one-and-one. Tyra Henderson looks at the basket. First one is nothing but net. Gets that bonus shot. All important bonus shot. Second one is up. And it is good. 31-26. 5-point lead. Elsberry's putting on some full court pressure now. Oh, they call Clark for reaching in on that. She was on the drive, so not a shooting foul. Well, I mean, she'll be shooting, but it's a one-and-one, I believe. Yeah, one-and-one. But that was good, so she gets the second one. As far as I'm concerned, free throws are one of the most important parts of the game. You've got to have good free throw percentage. Second one rims out. And the ball stays with Winfield. Winfield, jeez. Stays with Elsberry. I'm thinking of last week's game. Clark with the ball, gives it over to Kinsler, back out to Weekly. Cross-court pass to Clark. She looked at a three. And I believe that's a foul on number 54. Miranda Nelson, that's her fourth foul. 3.5 remaining, and their big player has 4 fouls. So they're taking her off right now. And there was Megan Hagemeyer with a good bounce. Gets that free throw in the second shot. Second shot's no good. Warrenton bringing it up the court fast. Back out to the perimeter, but they're playing a faster game right now. But they're behind by 5 points. No need for them to get shook. Elsberry just needs to maintain control of this game. There was an offensive foul on Brooke Smith. I don't know how many fouls that is on her. Find out here in a second. But that's several. Oh, that's her 5th. She's out. Elsberry with the ball out of bounds. Weekly's going to bring it up. About 3:20 remaining in the game. An uncomfortable 5-point lead. They're playing pitch and catch on the perimeter. The 3-point attempt by Clark was no good. Warrenton brings it up fast. There's a 3-point attempt by Warrenton. That was Malaya Payne. Now Clark's bringing it up. Oh, and it's off the backboard. And that's going to be Elsberry's ball. That was last touch by Malaya Payne. Looks like a timeout called, I believe, Elsberry. 2:52 remaining in the game. Elsberry 32, Warrenton 27. Warrenton's already had one player foul out. And just looking at the scoreboard here, they got a pretty fancy scoreboard up here. Player that fouled out, Brooke Smith, had 15 points. She was the leading scorer for Warrenton in this game, and she's out. That's big. But I believe Elsberry has a couple of players with 4 fouls on them. I know Tess Weekly has 4 fouls. Claire Henry has 4 fouls. No, I said that wrong. Tess Weekly has 3 fouls. It's Megan Hagemeyer has 4. Okay, Elsberry's going to be throwing in from under their basket. Get it way out on almost a half court. Weekly standing there with it. No need to be in any hurry. She's just dribbling around with it. Brings it back out. Set it up, and she's driving in, and she draws the foul. Basket's good and draws the foul. Talk about aggressive. That foul was on Cassidy Haller. It's her second. Free throw is good. There was 3 more points for Tess Weekly. A little premature on throwing the ball in. Warrenton had some substitutions. Elsberry with what we got here? Got an 8-point lead. 2.5 minutes remaining in the game. Warrenton just barely got it in. Elsberry with some full court pressure. Did they just call an intentional foul? Wow. All right, so looks like Warrenton's going to get the free throws and possession. And that foul was on Megan Hegemeyer, her 5th, so she's out. Can't see who it is at the line. Her shot is up, and it's no good. That is Lexi Frederick. Second shot up, and it is good. So she's able to convert 1 out of 2 on that. Plus, Warrenton maintains possession of the ball. They get the ball in. And a shot from the paint by Gwen Campagna as her first shot of the night. That foul was on Tyra Henderson, her 2nd. Shot is up and it's good. Elsberry still with the 6-point lead. Second shot is up and it bounces out. And who do we have here? We have Josie Horn with the rebound. Gets it over to Tess Weekly. She brings it up the court. Over to Clark on the outside. They're keeping the ball outside right now. Kinsler has the ball. Back to Clark. Back to Weekly. You can tell there's no time or shot clock in these games. Weekly tried to drive it in and was tripped up. Couldn't even get the shot away. But they're giving her 2 free throws. Well, it would be because they're both in double bonus. Here's some very important free throws here for Ms. Weekly. First one is up and it bounces in. Second one's up and it bounced all over the place and did not go in. Warrenton with the rebound and back down the court. A little ball handling there. And Clark messed up that pass for him. So Warrenton gets the ball out of bounds once more and timeout is called. Take a break.
Fans, when you attend a high school game, do you stand at attention during the national anthem? Do you cheer a good play by the opposing team? If your team loses, do you take it well in stride? If you've answered yes to any of those questions, you are showing positive examples of sportsmanship. Don't forget that when you attend high school events, young eyes are watching you for examples of acceptable behavior. By making a conscientious effort, you'll be helping our students grow into better citizens. This message has been brought to you by your friends at the Missouri State High School Activities Association.
Okay, and Warrenton has the ball in 1 minute, 15 seconds remaining in the game. Cross-court pass. Here's the ball to Gwen Campagni, and she powers her way in. And Tess Weekly comes up with the rebound. 1 minute remaining in this game. In regulation, I should say. Elsberry with a 7-point lead. They're keeping the ball on the perimeter. They went into the paint once, but now they're staying on the perimeter. Clark has the ball, and it's over to Weekly, and she has an easy layup that did not go in. But Tyra Henderson did get the rebound and put it up. And now a big tie-up. Oh, Tyra Henderson had the ball, didn't want to give it up, and was able to get a timeout called. .2 seconds remaining in the game. Each team has one timeout remaining. Both teams are in the double bonus. Leading the scoring tonight for Elsberry is number 24, Tess Weekly, with 19 points so far. Leading for Warrenton with 15 points is Brooke Smith, but she fouled out earlier in the game. As the Lady Indians come back out on the court, they'll have possession of the ball underneath their basket. Looks like Tyra Henderson's going to be out of bounds to throw it in. She's throwing it into Weekly. And she picked up her dribble. Tiny Henderson has it now. And she threw it up, and Warrenton with the rebound, and they threw it away, and Weekly came up with it. 16 seconds remaining in the game. All Elsberry has to do now is just hold on to the ball. And that's what Tess Weekly is doing. She's just holding on to the ball. And that is the end of the game. Final score, Elsberry Lady Indians 36. The Warrenton Lady Warriors 29. That was a hard-fought game. And the teams go through their high fives. So the Lady Indians are now 2-0 on the season, having defeated Christian High School the other night and now Warrenton High School. So what we're going to do here is we're going to stop this broadcast and go back into another broadcast for the men's game. And that way people don't have to watch through both games. So signing off from the Lady Indians game, this is Kenny Masterson. Glad to have brought you the game. And stay tuned for the boys game coming up. Good night.